Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Pedro. You guys may be thinking, why a 16-year-old boy is talking about a band that he never saw playing live? Well, it's all because of my dad. I grew up through my listening to a lot of Beatles throughout my whole childhood. So today, I'm here to tell you guys about how the Beatles changed the music world. Well, for those who don't know who the Beatles are, they were a band formed in 1962 in Liverpool, having four members: Paul, John, George, and Ringo. Well, to understand how they changed the music, we need to know how was the music before them. Well, in the 50s, the pop music was dominating the industry, and they had three guys that really controlled the industry. We have the father of rock and roll, Chuck Berry, the king of rock and roll, Elvis Presley, and the voice, Frank Sinatra. So, in the first 3 years of the Beatles, because of all of the fame that they gained throughout these 3 years, the Beatlemania was created. The Beatlemania was the first and the biggest fan base ever created in the world. To give you guys an idea of how big it was, on their shows, they couldn't even hear themselves through the amplifiers. If you go on your cell phone and search for a Beatles live show, you will probably just hear a lot of screams and their voices on the background. Well, and because of all that chaos and craziness, they stopped doing shows and started focusing every second they had at the studio. And because of that, they created this masterpiece called Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band. They used this album as their alter ego to talk about everything they wanted without worrying about the old Beatles image. So this was the turning point to their careers. Because of all the freedom that the album got to them, they used a lot of double tracking, reverse loops to create music, a different type of music, moving the pop music in the 50s to a psychedelic rock. Well, and every Lennon-McCartney composition had a deep meaning in it. So they didn't compose songs to only gain popularity or fame. They meant it something on it. To give an example for you guys, I can tell you about Hey Jude, one of their biggest songs ever. Paul wrote that to John's son that was really sad because John broke up with his mother. And he said, "Hey Jude, don't make it bad. Take a sad song and make it better." And well, all of the Beatles' music made us think and understand the world differently. And as everything that is great comes to an end, the Beatles did their last show on the Apple Corps rooftop. But there's a tricky part on that. Nobody knew that was the last show of the Beatles together. And a couple months later, after they finalized their album called Abbey Road, the last Beatles album, they broke up as a band, but their legacy is on our society. And in my opinion, Beatles isn't only a band, it's a way of living the life. And as they said in one of their songs called Revolution, you say you want a revolution. Well, and they meant it, because they made one, and a big one. Thank you.